He sent me a couple of videos.
Okay. Hey, hell yeah.
His, in fact, he made a joke.
Of his what?
This is the Greg Cote Show with Greg Cote.
Pardon it.
Here's your host, Greg Cote.
Happy Thanksgiving week, everyone. We welcome you. It's a festive holiday.
Why do you sound like sexual right now?
No, I don't mean to. I mean to sound reverent and
sexual gratitude.
Although you did just stuff a turkey.
I did.
Well, actually, no, you're gonna in a couple days.
You're damn right. I'm going to do a couple of birds in the hot oil. Birds in the hot oil.
Birds in the hot oil.
That's right. I'm doing 2 birds in the hot oil. The oven has the week off. But this is tough. I think when I was a kid, the answer would have been an easy Christmas. But in adulthood, I think Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
The oven will be used for about 14 things. And you said the oven can have the day off.
I know. It has the day off in terms of the main dish.
It won't work harder on a single day the rest of the year.
That's fair. You're right. I don't know what made me say that. I was thinking only turkey when I said that.
Yeah.
When was the last time Aunt Bonnie brought ham? Is that still an ongoing thing? Or
No.
Okay.
We used to do Christmas dinner at her house, and was that where the ham would be?
It could be, yeah, now that you mention it. Yeah. I'm not a big ham fan, quite frankly.
I love ham.
Do you?
Yeah, Greg, I am one of the weirdos that enjoys a turkey on the holiday more than a ham. And yeah, I mean, ham's fine, but it's so salty.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I like a ham sandwich. Like if the ham is super thin sliced, I like it. But if it's like a half an inch thick, it's a totally different meat to me.
So, Dad, this is very exciting. It's our Thanksgiving episode. It plans to be not as long as some of the others, but who knows? With us, we might go 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's Bernie Kosar calling. One moment.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Bernie Kosar is about to join us, which is very exciting because Dad, you can explain to the audience.
Okay. Well, Bernie is a legend. He's a football NFL legend, college legend, quarterback, beloved in Cleveland for leading the then lowly Cleveland Browns to 3 AFC championships, a forever hero in Miami, leading the University of Miami Hurricanes' first ever national championship in 1983. And now the fact he's joining us on Thanksgiving week is pretty appropriate because this man just had a liver transplant to give him a second lease on life. And if there's anybody in America feeling more gratitude right now than Bernie, I think Bernie would fight him for the title because this is a guy who's thankful to be alive. And so we're going to talk to Bernie in a second.
Let's get to it.
Hey, there he is.
Hey.
How you doing,
Hey,
Bernie?
buddy, how are you?
I'm doing terrific.
Hey, wait a second. Hey, so is it okay like this?
Perfect.
Or like that?
Yeah, let's do it wide, like the first one. Yeah, like
that?
that's perfect.
So
That's
Greg,
great.
yeah, we have Mike. Mike was here anyways visiting. And
Okay.
he's the one who actually did save my life. And there's the Michael Ponce de Leon Crowley, who
Okay.
is, we were going to meet. He just came to visit me anyways. And I told him that we happened to be going to do this anyway. So I just introduced the two of you. And since he really did do it and he donated, he's the one that really donated the 10 to 13 million for the 100 people.
Oh my.
But it's why, hey, but Greg, seriously, if you check me out, this is less than 4 days
I know.
from that. And here I am holding it myself with Parkinsonian symptoms, not shaking, looking pretty stable. And
Yes.
looking forward to talking to you.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, Bernie, thank you for being on. And your friend, Mike, right? Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, when you said he saved your life, I thought for a minute he was the surgeon. I didn't know what was going on.
No. So
Okay.
our surgeon, I'll tell you, Dr. Zoe Stewart, typically these liver surgeries are like 10 hours.
Yeah. I thought so.
And for us dementia, Parkinsonian symptoms people, being on anesthesia and being under for 10 hours is really torture for the brain, and for the cognitive recovery. So for her to really be such an awesome artist and to do this for me, and actually she did the surgery in 5 hours.
Wow.
And then she said, because of some of the stuff I'm doing and the way that I came into it, healthy wise, because of some of the stuff Mike's been doing with me, she
Yeah.
actually was able to take me off the ventilator towards the end of the procedure. And I was breathing on my own during the end of the surgery, which is kind of really unheard of. So,
Wow.
yeah, so like that's part of like being able, now to be kind of like you hear me say, cognitively present and
You're
not
great.
having
Yeah.
really that delay, from that. So,
Yeah.
this guy
No.
here, I joke with the University of Miami. It's on Ponce de Leon Boulevard. So I renamed him. His name isn't Michael Crowley. It's Michael Ponce de
Okay,
Leon
Ponce.
Crowley.
Great. I like it.
Yeah.
I'll have to get some new pants to wear.
Yes. Yeah, I like it. A play on words. And it's a man after my own heart. Mike, tell us your role in all this. Like, what did you do in terms of donation?
So we are the name of the company is called the Crowley Center for Regenerative Biotherapeutics. And everything we do is it's regenerative medicine, regenerative biotherapeutics.
And they're out of Rochester,
New York.
University of Rochester.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we actually were commercializing, which I commercialize advanced technologies. I'm also a professor at the university, and have been doing that for a long time, since 1987. So I've done 23 advanced technologies to the international marketplace. We've had 6 over $1 billion in series sales. And so I was retired and just mostly teaching and traveling and lecturing. And the University of Rochester came to me with a cure for cancer. Okay. And they said they wanted me to do that along with the new wound and burn dressing. Both are made from Wharton's jelly. Now, I didn't know Wharton jelly from peanut butter and jelly at the time. Okay? So I spent, we have a team and we spent about 6 months reviewing the technology. And then we jointly announced that this is a likely cure to all cancers. And so we've been working on this thing that uses Wharton jelly. In the meantime, in November of 2019, in Wuhan, China, Dr. Wu, who is a leading researcher and user of stem cells from Wharton jelly, he did a clinical trial of COVID. And he had 8 patients, and he cured all the late stage 8 people in one day with 100 million stem cells from Wharton jelly. Now, so they wanted to replicate that in the United States. And so that study was replicated, and it got phase 1 and phase 2 approval, which means 20 patients, 40 patients, all of whom were cured. And the FDA gave emergency authorization to use it, but no one was ever treated. And the reason why that was because no one could make what's called a medical grade stem cell. And they couldn't make enough stem cells in the way that is medical grade to give to patients. So I was contacted by a couple of the leading stem cell people, and I got contacted by the group that was like Race for the Cure or some title like that. And they said, would I be willing to try and reduce the price from $100,000 per treatment, which no one would do, to $2,000 a treatment? Well, I had to reinvent the process. In order to reinvent it, hired some people and we worked on it for a couple of months. And after a couple of months, we could get, instead of getting 10 million cells, we got 10 billion cells. Okay.
And I'm the recipient of those 10 billion instead of 10 million.
Yeah. So what happened was,
Wow.
We went back to the government, said we have the cure for COVID, we're ready to go. And they said, well, we've decided we want to use inoculations. We're not interested in what you're doing anymore. And I went like, oh, that's not good. And so I went ahead and built the plant anyway, the clean lab. So we opened up a 7,000 square foot clean lab and all the 21 incubators and all the things that go in there and all the people. And we began selling it to regenerative medicine doctors. people that want to practice regenerative medicine. There's about 600 doctors in the country, roughly. And so they became clients of ours. And one of the doctors was Bernie's doctor. And so he actually was using our exosomes. And exosomes are a secretion, nanoscale secretion from stem cells. And they're what actually repairs your cells.
Bernie, I see why you call Mike Ponce de Leon a lifesaver. I totally get that. We could talk for hours about this, but I want to detour a little bit and talk more about your past week.
Go ahead.
And by the way, you look great.
Thank
look
you.
great. You got a great smile. I expected you to be flat on a bed with tubes coming out of you. You look like you.
I got the tubes.
Okay.
They're there.
Yeah. All right. They're there. But you
I don't know
look
if I
great.
should flash you my scar.
Okay.
know?
No. We'll be fine without that. But Bernie, I want to tell you.
PG-rated show.
That's right. I was introducing you beforehand, and I said we happen to come out on Monday, which is Thanksgiving week, and I mentioned something to the effect Thanksgiving is about gratefulness, and if you are not among the most grateful people in America right now, you got to be in the top 5. What has your heart been like the last week? What have you been feeling? How have you gone through all of this last week emotionally?
So phenomenal question right now, and an awesome transition. And thank you for keeping us on focus here, because the emotional roller coaster and what I'm about to answer and say is I'm going to try to say in the spirit of happiness and calmness. Don't want to cry, feeling super blessed. But there is a big roller coaster. And, you and me talked on air a little bit and a lot kind of off air about, the happiness that I'm getting with birthday coming up and Thanksgiving and this awesome gift of a liver means the antithesis for a complete opposite side of the family of the person who lost their life to donate this liver. And because of law and legal, I'm not technically supposed to know, for 30 days.
Okay.
But there's a lot of stuff going on in Cleveland right now. And right now is actually the funeral right now for Bryce.
Okay.
And he's passed. He's 21 years old. And he's passed, and he's actually being laid to rest right now. His amazing family, his amazing mother, Kimberly, and with all of his siblings, being the only son in the family and the only brother of all his sisters, and for them to have lost their only son, and for him to give me a chance at life right now on Thanksgiving week is highly emotional. And I'm trying to fight back tears because, I am certainly blessed. But in this spirit of Thanksgiving and the spirit of, who I am in the fourth quarter or overtime of my life, to see such a beautiful young man, being laid to rest right now in such what should be a happy time of the year. It's really just a tragedy. And it's something that I don't take lightly. And again, everybody says it, but when I do the You Matter, about people matter, self-confidence and self-esteem, Bryce so matters in his family, and in particular his mother, Kimberly, and father, that it's imperative, that even if I'm not feeling good, to be able to get out there and be able to make a difference. And, you hear me say sometimes all the people, families, and communities we touch genuinely making that difference. Why I even feel even more of a responsibility. And now with the spirit of, somebody like Bryce inside of me, and knowing that he was watching the game. He was watching this situation play out that you and me were talking about last week when he had that tragic kind of aneurysm in his brain over the weekend.
Right.
And unfortunately had to make the decision to pull the plug on Sunday during the Browns game.
That's
I was
crazy.
getting discharged. literally, Greg, getting discharged, going home, and I get this call all of a sudden to start putting PICC lines and midlines in, and they're shooting things into my arteries and my neck, which means they're prepping me for something other than a discharge.
Crazy.
To let it know, and then just because somebody says, "Hey, I want to give it to you," you still got to hit the lotto.
Yeah.
It's still a 1 in 20,000 chance
That they match.
that it matches.
Yeah, and you
So
waited more than a year. You waited more than a year.
Yeah, I've been saying the bad joke that I used to love to win the division, because when I won the division, I was really good in the first round of the playoffs because you got the automatic bye. So I had a bye week. I had 2 weeks to prepare.
Yeah.
P&P, preparation and planning.
Yeah.
Well, I've been on this list for 2 years.
2 years.
So I've had 2 years to prepare P&P, preparation and planning for this. So, to really be prepared and to have this, but then to really not be prepared for
Oh man.
the emotional severity of it, was really was really interesting. I'm just going to do the right thing with it.
Yeah, Bernie, how scared were you? Because none of us listening can really imagine what it's like to start going under anesthesia, knowing they're about to cut you open and do major transplant surgery that you've waited 2 years for. Is the feeling anxiety? Is it fear? Like what are you thinking as that surgery is beginning?
So when Howard Schnellberger in 1978 got named the head coach of the University of Miami, he said within 5 years, we're going to be a national champion. And that was 1978. For the young listeners out there, that won't seem like a big thing, but 1978 Canes fans know that he probably had more than nicotine in his pipe if he was going to make that representation in 1978.
Yeah.
But his belief, he believed so much. He believed it into existence. Well, that DNA that he planted, to believe is to be strong, was our message of that 1983 team. We believed we could win the national championship, even after that Gator loss.
Yeah.
Well, I believed, and I knew I was going to make it.
Yeah.
Okay? So the part that I was, a little still nervous about is, okay, I knew the liver and that was going to make it, but I am early stage dementia, Parkinsonian symptom person. So I had an amazing doctor, Dr. Zoe Stewart here, that's supposed to be a 10-hour surgery under anesthesia that incredibly amplifies the problems in your cognitive decline.
Yeah.
So for that nerves had me massively scared that, maybe I'm going to get out of here, but I'm going to come back still really stupid and real delay. And Greg, I can't deal with the 2-3 second delay.
Yeah.
So now, again, to maybe be still a little too chatty, but to be like when I was audible and then calling plays, and actually when I was nervous around you when we were young, because you were so smart and you knew when I was BSing through my interviews, because Greg actually knew him and Christine Brennan were two young, smart people. And they used to figure out, they knew my audible system.
Yeah.
I don't know how they ever knew it, but they knew it right. And they would ask me questions. And then, because I can't lie good with my Pinocchio nose, they knew I was. So I just had to hide from them because I couldn't lie. Do all the stuff.
Bernie, you've always been smarter than the average athlete, and you tried to put one over on us once in a while, but we have
you knew, because I'm a scarred Catholic, and now that's the last part of the recovery. Okay, is you can barely remember the truth, so that it only comes out what the truth is, or you think the truth is.
Hey Bernie, I'm going to let you go because I could keep you forever talking. You're an inspiration right now, and I really appreciate everything you've been through. I appreciate where you're at moving forward. And when I say to you, Happy Thanksgiving, I truly mean it.
Happy Thanksgiving, brother. When I say to you, you matter, I certainly mean it. And when I tell Ponce de Leon over here, okay, that he matters, He certainly does. So
Great.
thank you, brother.
Thank you
God
both.
bless you.
Thank you both. Keep in touch, Bernie.
Hey, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. God bless
Yep.
you. You matter.
Thanks.
That was honestly really cool. It's great to hear from Bernie and see him. He looks good.
He does look good.
I mean, what a power comment. I know that was just you and him, but Yeti and I were listening, and that was, that guy just casually dropped. Like, I had a phone call where I said, I have the cure for cancer. Like, were we just talking to like one of the most powerful doctors in like all of medicine?
I still can't get over his Ponce joke, or I need to get new Ponce. That's still done me in.
That was good humor. Are there just a lot of doctors walking around this earth of like, hey, I got the cure. You need it?
Right.
Well,
and then what's standing in their way?
Yeah.
Yeah, stem cell research is seen by a lot of the medical community as a miracle cure, but it's not quite sold on the other half of the medical community. There's a little bit of controversy there, but if you believe in it, like Bernie Kosar does, and he credits his life for it, then you believe in it with all your heart and 100%. So I'm thankful that Bernie is in the position he's in, partly by stem cell research, partly by the liver transplant he was able to get, and to feel that gratitude a couple of days before Thanksgiving, it was terrific.
Yeah.
And I wasn't bullshitting him. I thought Bernie looked great. He's sitting up. His smile was great.
I mean, by the end of the interview, as anyone's would have been, mine was shaking just from look like he was holding that thing. It's hard to hold. That was like a 15-minute interview, like holding a phone up.
It's
and
true.
he's just out of surgery. Like, that was the most impressive part of all of that. Him holding that camera up the entire time.
No,
Greg, we don't do enough hospital interviews.
I thought that was great.
I really thought we were going to have to blur something when he was lifting his shirt up.
I don't want to get too graphic.
He would have showed us anything we asked for there.
I think so.
He sent me a couple of videos.
Okay. Hey, hell yeah.
In fact, he made a joke
Of his what?
of his chest and the massive scars and everything.
Okay.
And he made a joke to me about how one of the scars on his chest looked like the Mercedes-Benz logo or something like that.
Have you and him always been this close?
We, off and on over the years, I would say we'd fallen out of touch, and I should be grateful that this medical crisis in his life is sort of what's brought us back together again lately.
Just a couple of guys getting old, huh?
I'm telling you what, I got another. All the old people stick together. I got another text from Ray, our friend Ray Hedson, the other day, making fun of how old he's doing a bit on, which all of you should watch on CBS. He's doing a bit on 60 Minutes that airs next Sunday, the Sunday after Thanksgiving, where he's talking about some 18-year-old Brazilian phenom, Argentine phenom soccer player, and he says, I don't know if I'll wind up on the cutting room floor or if they show me, but if they show me, the world will see how damn old I'm getting. And,
Wait,
and
so
I,
he literally just reached out to you out of the blue because you're like one of his I associate old?
old in soccer.
Like the way Dan Lebitard's like my math friends and my blank friends.
Or
like
associate shortness with Brad.
When Ray Hudson's like just really thinking like, I'm feeling old. Who do I want to text?
Yeah, probably. I mean, Ray and I are about the same age, but I got a little bit on him. So anyway,
I love you thinking that you're in Ray Hudson's soccer text. Like you know how many people in soccer Ray Hudson knows? To think that when he's like, "Ooh, I have a thought on soccer. Let me go to," like, no, Dad, you are his old friend. Like that had nothing to do with the phenom.
It could be.
Like I just got news for you there, buddy.
The first thought would be old Greg Cote. Then from soccer.
All the soccer people Ray Hudson has met in his life.
Right, but
for the
keep in mind
of my dad, the guy that yells, "Go to the ball, Blue!"
I know. or in this case, red. Our Grayson's uniforms are red now.
Which I
Congrats
can
on your
to.
victory.
I am just
Yes.
thank you for that victory. And I've turned into that. I'm not yelling the color red as much as you. I had the memory of you. Like I generally directed at whatever girl I'm talking to.
Right.
But and I find in soccer I don't have an issue with the girls going to the ball. They all go to the ball. I need them to spread out.
Yes.
No wonder
you're
you
right.
were a terrible soccer coach. That's like the worst advice you can yell.
Go to the ball.
They all go to the ball. I need some of them to stay away from the ball.
Well, the problem with that
I mean,
age
I'm going to
group-
be out there, stay away from the ball, Red.
the problem with girls that are players that age, 7, 8 years old, is that half of them are just standing flat-footed, looking
Yes.
for butterflies or something. Forgetting they're in the middle of a game.
The best part was we got a lead, so it's 2-1 with probably like 10 minutes left in the game. So in my mind, I want to put everyone back on defense. I'm like, we don't need another goal. Let's just not give up a goal. And the indifference that some of these girls, like
Right.
late in the game, it's like last 5 minutes of the game, and I got like, I won't say names, but I got a girl just like staring off, and I'm like, they're right there. They're about to tie the game up. Like
Penny would go off and talk to the other team's bench just in the middle of gameplay. Just like, hey, how's it going? Eh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they're just like, they don't know like anything. They're just like scared. Like, where are they yelling at me to do? Where do I go stand? It's just hilarious.
Yeah, no, it's insane. I have a special Thanksgiving edition of Three Facts Jack that I
All
want to
right.
get to.
Let's hear it.
And then I'd like us all just to say a couple of words of gratitude, what's in our heart this Thanksgiving,
Wow.
and then we'll close it up.
At least it's not pre-planned or anything. And
It's not pre-planned. This is totally off the top of our head, except for Three Facts Jack Thanksgiving edition.
There are 3 things that interest him, so sit right back for 3 Facts Jack.
Number 3. This may sound familiar to you guys. There are 4 towns or cities in the U.S. named Turkey.
Oh, here we go.
They are in Arizona, Louisiana, North Carolina, and Texas.
This is just like dunking on a failed bit by us.
I know.
It really is. I tried hard.
Poor Yeti. Tell them what you did.
We tried to get the mayor. Yeti tried to get the mayor of all those cities. We tried to get a mayor of Turkey on for Thanksgiving.
Well, what's
Yeah.
funny is the Arizona and Louisiana, they're actually called Turkey Creek, and they don't have a mayor. They're just little community, like
Okay.
areas.
We should have just had Mayor Matt on and said that, he's been traded to Turkey, North Carolina.
So I called Turkey, North Carolina, and I used to live about an hour from there, and I talked to the mayor's secretary, and she said actually the town district of or the district boundaries of Turkey are actually shaped like a flying bird, and I was like, that would be funny to talk about, to figure out like who zoned it that way on
And
purpose.
that can't be true.
It's here's a picture, and yeah,
So it actually
it actually looks like a flying bird. But she
Sort of.
she texted the mayor to see if he'd be willing to do the show, and he says, "I've got 2 jobs. I don't have time for that."
Oh, for the love of God.
getting big time.
I know.
I
And then I
know.
reached out to the mayor of Turkey, Texas, which has a population of less than 400, but they have a mayor and no response back. So
Okay. All right.
yeah,
To hell with them.
big time.
Okay.
miss.
To hell
All right.
with them. Well,
Number 2.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yes. Number 2. Thanksgiving deserves the credit or the blame for the frozen TV dinner. In 1953, a Swanson employee accidentally ordered 260 tons of turkey for Thanksgiving. As a result, the only solution was to sell much of that as frozen dinners. Number 1. A woman named Sarah Josepha Hale was nicknamed the Mother of Thanksgiving because it was her many years of lobbying and letter writing that finally convinced President Abraham Lincoln to declare it a national holiday in 1863. Sarah Josepha Hale was famous for one other thing. 30 years before becoming the Mother of Thanksgiving, she wrote the iconic nursery rhyme, Mary Had a Little Lamb.
You would have thought it would have been Mary Had a Little Turkey.
Yes, you would have. I was wondering whether somebody would go there and thank you for that.
I mean, I'm my father's son.
I know. Thank you.
Dad, I almost punched myself in the face the other day at the studio. It was like a Friday, good energy. Everyone's like about to leave for the weekend. And somebody said the name, just the word Georgia. And I went, Georgia?
Yes.
And then like Jeremy kind of like looked at me and I'm like, my dad's been doing that my whole life. I don't know what, I don't know. I just heard the word Georgia. And I said,
I don't know if I've ever
Georgia?
seen. I don't know if I've ever seen Greg so proud. He's elated right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
am.
even did the double because Dad, as you know, it's not,
Yeah.
it's Georgia. Georgia.
Yes. Yes. Well done.
And then that's it.
That's
It's
right.
never it's never like yo always. It's just Georgia, Georgia.
No,
Like,
that's
audience, if
I'm
you're
so
not go
proud.
to YouTube and look at how happy Greg is. Like, he loves
Yeah.
it when people do hit, like, say his bits back to him and everything. But
Yeah.
I've never seen him love it so much as his own son
Yeah.
right now.
No,
He's
that was
filled with gratitude.
Yeah, for sure. And tell people again to go to our website or whatever the hell it is.
Yes.
And look
Episode
for the little
300 is
mic.
approaching quickly. December 9th December 8th is our 300th episode. Go to thegregcoteshow.com. There's a microphone. Leave us a voicemail.
We've gotten a lot of them and a lot of good ones. So
Yeah, so bring
them
it.
coming.
Bring it. It can be heartfelt. It can be funny. Make it good. And
Make
we'll
it good.
Yes, make it good.
I don't want to do, Dad, this hacky thing now where we just all say the same things we said last year. Although Yeti, I think, actually has something really bring to the table. I'm thankful for everything, Dad. I don't have anything special planned this year.
Okay. That's fine.
I am thankful I'm thankful for Samantha Bennett, my new dog,
Yeah.
There you go. See, we
and
all
my
have
and actually my
gratitude.
dad just had knee surgery, and anytime that kind of thing can happen, it was
Right.
scary. So I'm thankful that my dad is walking around and exercising when he walks from his office to his garage.
Thank you. I walk briskly, so that is exercise.
I walk briskly.
Walk
Define
briskly.
what is yeah, I don't know. What is briskly to you, Greg?
Yeah.
Just sort of like a slow trot.
It bothers me that you never bring up the low car joke on Levitard whenever you're talking about exercising, because that's a funnier thing than you walking around your house, that you get up and down inside of
Oh,
your
I have
low
a low
car.
car,
How's
yeah.
your leg handling the low car, by the way?
My leg is not handling it that well. Getting in is fine. Getting out, I need to use my hands a little bit to push up out of the low car.
Have you come to the realization that you need to get a more practical car for your age?
No, I have not.
I mean, Dad,
Um,
you can have multiple cars. Like, I'm not saying on a Friday night, all right, I'm going to take my Corvette out. But, like, for the day to day, like, why are you like, Jesus Christ, getting out of this thing? Like,
Okay. All right. So you're done with your thanks, right, son?
yeah.
Okay. Yeti, what do you got?
This year's been really hard. There's been a lot, but like, there's a lot to be grateful for. I've had so far so good for me on the area I'm about to speak of. My mom has kind of had a rough year because I have 2 siblings out of my 7 that have come down with cancer this year. My sister had it a few years ago, had the tumor removed with one of her ovaries, and was clear for 2 years, no signs of anything else. And then this year it came back, and she's going through treatments, and we're trying to figure it out. But we found out we've got this genetic mutation called DICER1. And so because of that, and then a couple months ago, my brother found a tumor on one of his kidneys. About 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, they had to remove the whole kidney because the tumor had grown within it so much that it was 6 times the density of a normal kidney. It was wild. So they had to take it, but he's recovering fine. And so far, I'm really grateful that all tests so far show that there was no sign of any spreading. It was all contained to just where the tumor was. So that's really good. And but then that made me go get tested. I've had all sorts of scans ran because I tested positive for that mutation. And they found a few weeks ago, we found a cyst on one of my kidneys that appeared to be possibly problematic, but they couldn't tell from the ultrasound. So we did an MRI. And you'll see here, I've got a little Band-Aid on my neck. They found a little nodule on my thyroid. And this mutation specifically, if you don't get cancer when you're younger, this mutation typically isn't going to get you, except for thyroid is one of the areas where it might. And so we did the ultrasound. They found a little nodule that they didn't like the look of. And so today I had a biopsy done. I'm not super concerned with it. It's really small, catching it really early if it is anything. And we'll see I should know after Thanksgiving. But I'm just grateful that I don't want anyone to have to go through what my sister's having to go through. But her doing that has put other people in my family on the radar to go get tested, get screened, and it very well could have saved my brother's life. And it's, helping me get seen early to make sure that I don't have anything. And if this turns out to be something, at least we're catching it early, and like, I'm grateful for that, to be able to find the areas where we can have gratitude even among the hard times.
Sure.
I feel like a jerk for undercutting this bit before we did it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's not a bit, but the thing is, and,
Not a
and
bit,
Yeti,
but like I was like, yeah, this is Yeti. That's good that everything's good so far, though.
Yeah, and
No,
we'll
it
see.
is.
I mean, I will say when the doctor did the first extraction, this means nothing, but it also means a little bit. She said, everything I'm seeing here is like clear liquid, and she's like, that's good. You don't want to see other stuff. We'll know more from the scans, but just from the initial pull, I'm feeling pretty optimistic just from her initial draw. So
right? Yeah, I mean, and the older you get, you guys aren't there yet. The older you get, the more health condition becomes such a big part of your gratitude because you look around. I mean, look at this podcast. I just got off the video with an old friend of mine who just had a liver transplant and thought a couple of years ago that he might be dying. Christopher knows one of my best friends on earth is going through stage 4 cancer. A neighbor across my street is going through stage 3 cancer. And here I am the other night watching my granddaughter playing soccer, yelling with joy in my heart to go to the ball.
Go to the ball, Red.
And I just don't have a care in the world, relatively speaking. I'm blessed.
How about
I
those
am
2 saves
blessed.
from Graceland?
I mean,
She left
my
in a
biggest
softie.
concern is-
She left in a softie, the first one. I'm not going to lie. You got to shoot it straight.
that's true.
She let
That's
in a
true,
goal
but her-
early. She may
But
have
she
started.
had 2 or 3. She had 2 or 3 saves later in the game.
She played the first half in goal. She may have let in an easy one early and may have made her cry, but
Yep.
she wiped those tears away. And
know.
she made 2 big saves later in that first half. Like they were hard kicks that were definitely going to be goals
They
that
were.
she stopped. And so I was very proud of her.
Yes, I was too. It lit me up with joy, and life is good. And so I'm thankful every day of my life. And thank you all. Thanksgiving is here. I hope you have the best Thanksgiving ever. We will have the best Thanksgiving ever. I promise you that because I got a lot planned. Georgia.
Hey, do y'all want to dance?
Let's do
Sure.
it.
All right, it's turkey time, Greg.
Uh-oh.
Gobble, gobble. I never welcomed Aunt Bonnie's ham. Competing main dishes need to scram. A social miscue, 'cause my bird's me maximum. Now I'm kicking off my shoes. I gotta teach you, 'cause baby I'll be barefoot in the driveway, an open garage door, by the bushes that I fell in before, at the Elsa, turking off with my friend Roy. Yeah, baby, talk turkey to me. Yeah, baby, talk turkey to me. Gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone! Woo!
Happy Thanksgiving! Whoop, whoop.
I like to imagine that as like a rock freestyle that he just like he got inspired and picked up the guitar and went.
That's right.
But no, it's just poison.
I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Love you
All right,
guys
happy
too.
Thanksgiving.